There's a peculiar kind of tragedy that doesn't scream when it dies, but rather it sighs, a quiet, bitter, unraveling sigh. Suguru Geto didn't fall like a villain. He fell like a man who believed in something until he couldn't anymore. But hold on, before we get into the sob fest, I do have an announcement to make. For the first time ever, this channel has a sponsorship. Skip to this time if you want to get back into the feels. But without further ado, this channel has been sponsored by Dubby, baby. Dubby sells some pretty fucking banging drinks for your gaming necessities. So, if you want to go get a discount code and buy some stuff, you can use Okami Live or as seen on screen to get 10% off all of your products. Thank you to Dubby, and we'll get back to the depressing video. To fully understand Geto's descent, we must first understand who he was. Not the villain, not the cult leader, not the corpse possessed by another, but the boy, the idealist, the sorcerer who once stood on top with Satoru Gojo, shoulder to shoulder and heart to heart. Suguru Geto believed in protecting people, all people, but that was his curse. The deeper he dove into the world of Jujutsu, the more twisted the definition of goodness became. Every day, he watched his comrades die for a world that would never know their names. Every day, he watched weak, ungrateful humans get saved by sorcerers who bled for them. And in those cracks, resentment festered. Riko Amanai's death wasn't just another casualty. It was the final contradiction. A girl that they were meant to protect, dead. A system that they were meant to uphold, corrupt. And his best friend, changed. Gojo ascended. He became power incarnate. But Geto was left behind. Some men snap in an instant. Others rot quietly until the smell becomes unbearable. When Geto slaughtered over 100 civilians in a single night, the world called him mad. But in his eyes, he was reborn. He had finally answered the question that haunted him. Why do we protect them? And he chose. We don't. There's a silence in Suguru Geto's final moments. A kind of mercy. Not for the world, but for himself. He still died wearing the school uniform. And Gojo didn't cry because he lost a villain. He cried because he lost his best friend to his own hands. But death was not the end. Not for Geto. The final insult came not from the world, but from Kenjaku. Now, his body is worn like a mask. His face used to manipulate, mock, and deceive. There is no rest for Geto, only irony and violation. He fought for a world he believed in, and in the end, his body was used to destroy it. Suguru Geto is not a cautionary tale. He's not a warning. He is a mirror, a reflection of how far idealism can rot when the world offers no answers. He was brilliant but broken, righteous but wrong, human but hollow. And maybe in another world, he and Gojo could have stayed in the light. But that isn't this world.